I am Prof.L.B.Gayakawad, who is talking today on a special subject which was there in my mind from many days. So today I am going to discuss this subject with you. The subject is very much difficult for thinking, because I have seen that man has become an enemy of man. Man is showing his relations with man. Man is showing that he is ready to die for man. But actually, the final truth is that man is not the friend of man. That is the reality which I am telling you today with my discussion. Today, when man died, we went to complete all the funeral process of that person. All people were there in the cemetery. they were they were discussing about the good and bad workings of that person. They were discussing all the activities which were very nice with that man. That man was the best social worker, and he had done the betterment for his society. Everybody was praising him, and everybody was at the side of him. Nobody was at the against side of that gentleman. So I was very much happy. I said that, people are very much good persons, because they are praising this gentleman, and they are giving the good credit to this man who has done best activities for this society. But when all the people returned from that cemetery and they went into their houses, then I saw that nobody was caring for that man. And everybody was talking about him, which was very much strange. I saw the strange behavior of those persons. I saw some words which were very much strange in the mouth of those people. The people who were talking very nicely about that gentleman in the cemetery, the same persons were talking very against that man. They were talking that this gentleman was not useful to the society. So remember, man comes to the society, man takes his birth, and man does his activities for his society at his level. Means everybody cannot do all the activities for the society, because every man is there who can commit some mistakes, and every man is not a god. Still he does for the society at his level. If his level is like this or like that, then he can do something for his society. So that gentleman did a lot of things for his society, and those people, when were there in the cemetery, they talked about that person very nicely. But when they returned their homes, then they said that the gentleman was not suitable for the society. So by hearing that discussion of the people, or by seeing the strange behavior of the people, I came to the point that the people are not the friends of man. Means man is not the friend of man. Because remember, everything the man does as per his capacity, because the man has his own body, his nature, his culture, his everything is there with him, and with the accordance of that particular body and nature, that man can try to do something for man. And this man also did many things for this society, but still this society was not satisfied about this gentleman or about that gentleman who had gone to heaven. So remember here, the main thing is that man is not working for man, or man is not showing the particular, I will say, love towards the man. Man has become very much showy. Man has become very much pompous about man. When time is there, man praises the man. When time goes away, the same man, when returns from that place or from that occasion, that man comes home and talks very much against, at the back of that person with whom he was there and with whom he was discussing or he was praising that particular man. So my point is here, is that these persons are really not of persons, means man is not for man. So remember here, I will tell you one example, that when the family member of our home dies, we cry, we shout, we weep. Some of us weep, some of us cry, and some of us shout. This happens always because the member of the family dies, and then we take that member into the cemetery, and after coming from that cemetery, we sit for eating something. But no man is there to stop his food. Can we stop the food for that dead person? No, we cannot stop our food for that dead person. It means that we just we had completed the funeral activities of that gentleman who was the member of our family, and after completing that activity, when we return home, when we came home, we decided to eat, because all the persons come together and they sit for eating. So, and when we see all this lifestyle of these persons, then we can say that, oh, what is this lifestyle? Or we are very much surprised. I am very much surprised, because those persons who are of my mind or who are of my heart, they will exactly support me, and they will tell me here that I am talking very correct things, that we are crying, we are weeping, we are shouting for the person, and for the same person at the back of him, when we have in our we have come into our homes, then we are taking our food. It is the lifestyle, no doubt at all, no doubt at all. We should eat, or we have to eat, no doubt at all. My point is not that, because without eating we cannot live. But actually, just we buried that man, just we kindled that man, just we burnt that man, just we completed all the funeral activities of that man, and at home we are taking lunch, we are taking dinner, we are taking breakfast. So what is this? So when we see all this, then we know the point that we are not living life for our good gentlemen. We are not remembering them forever. After taking lunch, supper, breakfast, dinner, we slowly forget the memories of that man. Finally, that man becomes a photo and we hang that photo on our wall, and that man goes into the particular darkness, and then there is nothing in front of us about that man, and everything comes before us. Some days come, and on those days we remember that person. Some advertisement is given in the newspaper about that man, about his activities. We celebrate some programs for that memories, and then again for the whole year we forget that man. So remember here, we must think that we are not living life for our dear ones and our persons who are our family members, who are our society members, or who are our any kind of member, I will say. So here my main purpose is that man is not living for man. So such type of things we can see everywhere. So remember, if the teacher is there, that teacher is teaching very honestly, but that student is forgetting the work of that teacher. Then father is there, the father is doing a lot of things for his sons and daughters, but after being I will say bigger, or after being the young ones, or I will say after being youngsters, they totally forget the activities, the good workings of their father. This is happening. Remember, I will tell you, there are many social workers, and about the social workers also, what we are doing, and this is the fashion, this is the lifestyle of the total world, that when there is the birth anniversaries or there are the death anniversaries, what we do, we engage only ourselves and we celebrate some programs there on that particular day, and after that particular day we do not remember those persons. So my point is that when we will remember the activities of those persons, because those great peoples, those great men, those social workers, those saints who have spent their life for their principles, if we cherish those principles in our life, and if we support those principles, and if we adopt those principles, and if we live our life with the help of those principles, then according to me, I say that we are giving the justice to these persons, or the person who has died, or the person who has done great activities for us, but there are no men. We are not like that. We are forgetting the great activities of these great people, and it has happened everywhere, because the history is the witness to all these things. Because we have seen that the history repeats many things, and in front of us the history is there about everything, and that history is telling us that thing is being repeated with man, and man has forgotten man. I will give you some examples here. I will give you here the examples of the Ramayana, that the condition of Ramayana is also like that. That Manthara also forgot all the good deeds of Dasharatha, of that family, and she took the wrong side of hers, and she poisoned the ears of Kaikai, and she made her against Rama, Lord Rama at that time, and Lord Rama was there in the Dandakaranya. Dandakaranya means he had exiled. He had been exiled. He was exiled. Means he went into the banishment. He went into the banishment. Why did he go into the banishment? He went into the banishment only because of that manthara, and only because of that bad mind, only because of that bad soul. So my point is that if man thinks properly, and if he gives the turning point to his soul, to his mind, and if man decides that I will do everything okay, always I will see the welfare of other persons, I will not become the manthara, I will not become the Ravana. If like this, or if in this way man thinks in his life, then definitely this life will be very much happy, and this man will give the justice to the persons who have died for the welfare of society. I will give you the second example here of the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata also, remember, the Kauravas have not given importance to the Pandavas. Why? Because their tradition was very bad. Means they were cultured, but actually they had forgotten that culture. Means they were not thinking of the good culture, and they were thinking of only the, I will say, selfishness. Means they were listening to the hitting. Means they were hitting the Kauravas. Means when this hitting point, means when this hittingness will go away from this man, then definitely I say the goodness will come to this man. But in the Mahabharata also, these Kauravas always hated the Pandavas, and the Mahabharata was created, or the story of the Mahabharata has been created by the Kauravas only. To give justice to the Pandavas, Sri Krishna came on front. Sri Krishna came on. He decided that I will give justice to the Pandavas. Then we all know what he did. He did in this way that he defeated totally all the Kauravas, and he gave justice to the Pandavas. So remember, when we think about this Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna in the Mahabharata, then we can understand definitely how man should behave his life. Sri Krishna was alone. There was the army. Duryodhana preferred the army in comparison with Sri Krishna. He did not accept Sri Krishna, and he accepted the army. So remember, when man goes into hating, when man goes into selfishness, he loses his memory, he loses his reason, he loses his talent, and he selects the wrong thing in his life. This is the example of this Duryodhana. This Duryodhana accepted the army of Sri Krishna, and the army was nothing before this Sri Krishna. The Sri Krishna alone was the Lord, but this Duryodhana did not understand the importance of that God. So remember here, when we are at the side of unculturedness, when we are at the side of selfishness, when we are at the side of wrongness, badness, when we think of ourselves only, when we do not think of others, then our reason, then our talent goes into darkness and we do nothing. We only do the particular thing which is against the morality, which is against the goodness. And this is always has happened with man in the history. I give you the examples of the Mahabharata, the example of the Ramayana, and with these examples I tried to prove here that man is against man. Because in the Mahabharata they were also brothers. They were from the they were from the same blood, means their blood was united, their blood was one, but they also made the difference between their blood. And that happened here, I will tell you, only because of the selfishness. So today's my point is or was in this way, that man is not of man, means man is not working for man. Man is man's enemy. So there are many questions in my mind, that is really man living for man? So the answer is no, man is not living for man. Is really man thinking of goodness of man? I will say no. So who is of man? For whom this man is living life, or what will happen of this man, or what will happen with this man, and when this world will go into the end, what will be the situation of man? All these questions are answerless. We cannot give the answers of these questions. If this man will come to the particular point of goodness towards man, then definitely all these questions will be with answers, and the life of the man will be okay. The life of the man will be cultured, and this society will be very, very beautified, very, very green, and God will be at the side of man, and man will live life for man. I feel so. So today I shared my thought with you, my own thoughts. I discussed with you how you felt, how you experienced my thoughts. Please give me your comments in the comment box. With this, I stop here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.